Namaste everyone, welcome to the class. Today we are going to discuss climate. Here if you see syllabus, we are going to study distribution of temperature, rainfall, wind in summer and winter, and factors affecting the climate of the area, monsoon and its mechanism. We will see seasons, that is March to May, summer June to September, monsoon, October to November, retreating monsoon, and December to February, winter. India has a tropical monsoon type of climate. This is because India lies in the tropical belt and its climate is influenced by the monsoon wind, which are largely confined to the tropics. So, why India has a tropical monsoon? So, the reason is that India lies in a tropical belt, okay, and its climate is influenced by monsoon wind. Therefore, we say that India has a tropical monsoon type climate. So, tropic means it lies confined to tropics, means it confined between 20° north and 20° south. The main characteristic of this type of climate are relatively high temperature and dry winter. So, if we see what is the characteristic of this tropical monsoon type climate, so the main characteristic is that here the temperature is relatively high and winter is dry. However, the Himalayas in the north and the Indian Ocean in the south provide a distinctive climatic condition to India. Now, the climate of India is little different from this tropical monsoon type of climate, because here we have Himalaya in the north and we have in south Indian Ocean. So, because of these two, our climatic condition is little different. The Himalayan ranges protect North Indian from cold winds of the Central Asia and Siberia and give it a continental climate. So, in our India, because of these Himalayans, okay, the cold winds, cold and dry winds, we will say that which flow in Central Asia and Siberia, we are protected from this cold wind because of these Himalayans, and therefore here we have a continental climate, the characteristic of which are the prevalence of land wind. So, what is continental climate? That here we have land winds, dryness of air, and large diurnal range of temperature. So, if we see during the day, there is a good amount of variation in temperature. The Indian Ocean in the south give it a hot monsoon climate, more typical of the tropic than temperate zone. So, because of this Indian Ocean, here we have a hot monsoon climate. So, we see that Himalaya and this Indian Ocean, it plays a very important role in the climate of India. Let us see regional variation. Despite the broad unity of monsoon type of climate, variation in the climate occur in different regions of the country. For example, the climatic condition of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh in the north differ from that of the Kerala and Tamil Nadu in the south. So, in India, if we see that in India there is a lot of variation in the climatic condition. If you see the climate of north, that is Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, it is quite different from that in the Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Yet all these states have a similar monsoon type of climate. These variations are expressed in pattern of wind, temperature and rainfall, rhythm of season, and the degree of wetness or dryness. These regional diversities are known as subtypes of the monsoon climate. Distribution of temperature. Seasonal variation in temperature occur from place to place and from region to region. If we see difference in temperature, so we will see that different places have different temperature regions. Variation in temperature are found also at a single place and in a single day. For example of these variations are, so here if you see the difference in temperature, so at different places you will find different temperatures, as well as at the same place throughout the day you will find there is good amount of variation in temperature. So for example, Barmer in Rajasthan may record a temperature of 48 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Celsius on a June day, while it hardly reaches 22 degree at the Pahalgam or Gulmarg in Kashmir on the same day. So you can see that how the temperature is varying from place to place. If we are in Rajasthan, Barmer, in the month of June, temperature is around 48 to 50 degrees Celsius, and in the same month, if you go in Kashmir, there at Pahalgam, the temperature is near 22 degrees Celsius. So here we can see that there is a large difference in temperature at different places. However, in Dras near the Kargil, the temperature may go down to minus 40 degree during the winter. So in Kargil, if we see, the temperature is in minus 40 during winter seasons. Kerala has tropical climate with warm and moist air, whereas Punjab has continental climate with severe heat alternating with severe cold. So Kerala has a tropical climate with warm and moist air, and if we see in Punjab we have continental climate with severe heat alternating with severe cold. The temperature touches minus 40 degrees Celsius in Kargil in the month of December, whereas the Kerala record 20 to 22 degrees Celsius in the same month. So all these examples, they show how the temperature is varying from place to place. The annual range of temperature is 3 degrees Celsius along the Malabar coast and more than 20 degrees Celsius in the interiors. The annual range means difference in temperature. So if you are along the Malabar coast, there you will see a difference in temperature by 3 degrees Celsius only, whereas in the interiors of the country there is a variation in temperature up to 20 degrees Celsius. The difference between day and night temperature in the Andaman Island and Kerala is hardly 7 or 8 degrees Celsius, whereas in the Thar desert it is between 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Now on the same day, if we see what is the difference in temperature during day and night, so if we are in Andaman Island or in Kerala, so there the difference is hardly 7 to 8 degree. But if we are in Thar desert, so there we find difference in temperature of day and night is almost 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. So here in this paragraph, what we understood that in our country temperature is varying very much from place to place. At the same place also during day and night there is a variation in temperature. Now let us understand about precipitation. Precipitation means rainfall. Variation occur not only in the type of precipitation but also its amount and the seasonal distribution. Snowfall occur in the Himalayas. So precipitation, this snowfall, rainfall, all these are different types of precipitation, different ways in which water is coming to the earth. So if we see Himalayan regions, so there we have snowfalls, whereas it only rains over rest of the country. Cherrapunji and Mawsynram in Meghalaya get about 1100 centimeter rain in a year, whereas the Jaisalmer in Rajasthan hardly receive 9 centimeter of rainfall in a year. Now you can see that how the rainfall is varying from place to place. In Cherrapunji and Mawsynram, we are seeing that the heaviest rainfall, about 1100 centimeter rain. So 1100 centimeter rain means what? If you keep some open vessel, okay, in the ground, so during the year, how much water is collecting? About 1100 centimeter height of water is collecting in Cherrapunji and Mawsynram, whereas in Rajasthan it hardly receive 9 centimeter, especially in Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. Tura in Meghalaya get an amount of rainfall in a single day which is equal to 10 years of rainfall at Jaisalmer in Rajasthan. Now in Tura we can see that the amount of rainfall is as much as, okay, in a single day, that in 10 year the same amount of rainfall is not happening in Jaisalmer. So 10 years equivalent rainfall in Jaisalmer is equal to 1 day rainfall in Tura. So again this shows that how much variation in rainfall is there in our country. The Coromandel coast remains dry in the month of June and August, whereas the Ganga Delta and the coastal plain of Odisha are hit by strong storms almost every third or fifth day during these months. So in the month of June, July and August, if we see July and August, Coromandel coast it remains dry, means there is no rainfall in the Coromandel coast, and in the same period, that is in July and August, we will see that in the Ganga deltas and coastal plains of Odisha there is strong and heavy rainfall on every third or fifth day. Most of the part of India receive rainfall during June to September, but the coastal area of Tamil Nadu get rain in the beginning of winter season. So here in different parts of the India we find rainfall in June to September month, but in Tamil Nadu we find rainfall in the beginning of winter season. So here in these two paragraphs we have seen that there is lot of variation in temperature and precipitation in different regions of the India. Now the factors affecting the climate of India. What are the main factors that affect the climate of India? So climate refer to a generalized and composite picture of the average weather condition spread over a long period for a given large area. The factor which influences the climate of India are as follows. So when we talk about climate, that means we are talking about the general weather condition of India, okay, throughout the year. Now what are the factors that influence the climate of India? So the first factor is the Himalayas. The Himalayas form a climatic barrier separating the Indian subcontinent from rest of the Asia. So this Himalaya, what it does, it separate rest of the Asia from India. They not only prevent the cold Siberian wind from entering the Indian region and from India becoming a cold desert. Okay, fine. Means this Himalaya, it protect us from cold wind from the Siberia and India to become a cold desert. But they also forces the moisture laden southwest monsoon wind to shed rainfall in India, or else India would be dry region. Now from south monsoony winds which are coming, okay, this Himalaya, it what we can say that it create a barrier for them, and most of the rainfall is happening in India. If this Himalaya is not there, then our India will be a dry country, a dry region. So monsoon wind, they just flow away from India from that northern side, and because of this Himalaya, it prevent these clouds to move away from the India. So most of the monsoon, most of the rainfall, it happens in India because of this Himalaya. So how Himalaya is influencing the climate of India? First of all, it is preventing the cold winds from the Siberian end, and secondly, it also allows this monsoon wind, okay, to give most of the precipitation in India only. Second is varied relief. Relief plays an important role in the climatic condition of India. Relief means, again we are talking about different mountains only. Okay, so these reliefs, varied reliefs, these also influence the climatic condition of India. The Western Ghat get heavy rainfall on the western side because they stand in the way of southwest monsoon wind which come from the Arabian Sea. So the monsoon winds which are coming from Arabian Sea, this Western Ghat, it create a barrier for them, and most of the rainfall is happening in this Western Ghat because of this Western Ghat. Okay. On the other hand, the Deccan Plateau get less rainfall as it lies in the rain shadow area of the Western Ghat. Now Deccan Plateau, if we see, Deccan Plateau is on the rain shadow side of this Western Ghat, and because of that it receive a very less amount of rain. So because of this Western Ghat, okay, most of the rainfall we are finding in the Western Ghat region, but Deccan region we are getting very less rainfall, again because of this Western Ghat only, because this Western Ghat, it does not allow the monsoon wind to go on Deccan Plateau side. In Rajasthan, the Aravalli range is parallel to the direction of southwest monsoon wind, so it is unable to stop the moisture laden wind. Now in Rajasthan also we have Aravalli ranges, but their direction is parallel to southwest monsoon wind, and because of that they are not able to stop this monsoon wind. So it is unable to stop the moisture laden wind, and this makes Rajasthan a dry area. So even there is a range in Rajasthan, but because they are parallel to monsoon winds, they are not able to stop this moisture laden winds, and hence Rajasthan is dry. The southern hill of Assam get heavy rainfall, but the northern one do not. This is because the southern hill force the moisture laden wind to shed their moisture before they proceed northward. So the northern hill of Assam get heavy rainfall, but the northern one, what is given, the southern hill of Assam, the southern hill of Assam get heavy rainfall, but the northern one do not. Why? This is because the southern hill forces the moisture laden wind to shed their moisture before they proceed to northward. So in south direction only, because of these hills, okay, rainfall happens in the southern side only, and when the wind move to northern side, there is no moisture present, and therefore on northern side there is very less rainfall. Third factor is the monsoon winds. The monsoon winds have almost a universal effect in bringing summer rain over the whole South Asia. So in summer there is a rainfall because of these monsoon wind only. During the summers, wind move quickly into peninsular India towards the low pressure system of northwest India from the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. The moisture carried by these southwesterly wind from the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal bring rain to the entire subcontinent, leaving Tibet dry in the rain shadow. In rain shadow area of the Himalayas, we can say. Okay, so what is given, that these moisture carried by southwesterly wind, okay, they come from Arabian Sea and they enter in the subcontinent, they enter in India, but in Tibet remain dry because of it is in the rain shadow side. What is rain shadow side actually? So suppose this is a hill, and monsoon wind is coming from here. So what happens? These winds, okay, they are blocked by this hill, and because of that all the rainfall happens here only, and this backside area, the backside area remain dry. So that is called rain shadow area. Okay, that is rain shadow area. Now the southwest monsoon start retiring by the end of September. The southwest monsoon started retiring by the end of September from Punjab and Uttar Pradesh, by October from central India, and by the end of November from South India. So this is how this monsoon ends in our country. So it start in the month of June and it end in the month of November. So the southwest monsoon, it starts returning, okay, from the end, by the end of September from Punjab. So from Punjab we will see that these monsoon events, they start retiring. So they retreat from Punjab, Uttar Pradesh by the October, and by central India, from central India by the end of November. Retiring monsoon bring rain in the eastern coast regions. During winter, dry offshore during winter, dry offshore northeast monsoon wind blow from high pressure to low pressure region, which is centered at the head of Bay of Bengal. These winds originate in Mongolia and northwest China. As they blow over a vast landmass, they are cold and dry. These cold dry winds join the trade winds to pass over the Bay of Bengal. They pick moisture from the Bay of Bengal to bring rain to the Tamil Nadu in winters. So this is how there is a rainfall in winter in Tamil Nadu. So during the winter, dry offshore northeast monsoon wind, they blow from high pressure to low pressure region, which is centered at the head of Bay of Bengal. So from Bay of Bengal, these winds are blowing, and these winds originate in the Mongolia and the northwest China. So from where these winds are originating, they are originating from Mongolia and northwest China. And as they blow over a vast landmass, they are cold and dry, and this cold dry wind join the trade wind to pass over the Bay of Bengal, and they pick the moisture from the Bay of Bengal to bring rain to the Tamil Nadu. So from Bay of Bengal they pick up moisture, and then they rain in Tamil Nadu during the winter season. Latitude. Now how latitude is affecting the Indian subcontinent is divided into two parts by the Tropic of Cancer. The northern portion lies in the temperate zone and the southern portion lies in the tropical zone. So our India is divided by this Tropic of Cancer into regions, two areas. One is called temperate zone, which is towards the north side, temperature zone, and tropical zone, which is on the southern side. The warm temperate are the subtropical climate of the northern zone give it cold winter season and hot summer season. So because of this temperate or subcontinental climate, we see that in northern side there is a very cold climate, as well as in summer it is very hot. The southern tropical climate zone of India is warmer than the north and it does not have a clear-cut winter season. In south side, if we see, then in most of the time it is warm only, and we will not see a good cold climate. Similarly, the northern zone does not have the midday sun almost vertically overhead during any part of the year. In northern zone you will not find that sun is overhead, okay, during day, while the southern zone has the midday sun almost vertically overhead at least twice every year. So on southern side we will find that this sun is exactly overhead in 2 days in a year. Altitude, that is height of different places, it also influences the climatic conditions. So there is a decrease of 1 degree Celsius for every 166 meter rise in the height. So if you go at higher places, so whenever we go at hilly places, okay, we find it cold. As we go about 166 meter above, there is a fall of temperature of about 1 degree Celsius, because temperature decreases as you move to the higher altitude. So the mountains are cooler than the plains. For example, Ooty has much lower temperature than Kochi because of the altitude. So because of height, this Ooty has a colder climate. Influence of surrounding seas. Now these seas, they also play a very important role in the conditions, climatic conditions. India is flagged by 3 water bodies, namely the Indian Ocean, the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea, which have a profound impact on the climate. especially in areas lying close to the sea. So because of these three seas, okay, they are affecting our climate. These water bodies act as a major source of moisture to the summer. These water bodies act as a major source of moisture to the summer monsoon and bring heavy rainfall to the whole area. So in our country, why we are receiving a very good amount of rainfall? This is because our India is covered from three sides by sea. So from sea, the air is bringing moisture. In fact, it is because of the nearness of the sea that these areas have a moderate climate. Also, the climate is moderate because of the nearness of the sea. Western disturbances, the weather conditions during the winter are generally influenced by the distribution pattern of the pressure in Central and West Asia. In the winter season, due to shifting of pressure belt, the westline blows from 20° to 50° latitude, and North India come under the influence of wind and cyclone rising from the Mediterranean Sea. These cyclones bring rain to northern plain and snow in Jammu and Kashmir in India. Jet streams. Jet streams are cold, fast blowing wind that develop in the upper layer of atmosphere. So what is jet streams? These are cold and fast blowing winds, and they develop in the upper layer of atmosphere. They influence the climate of India. The westerly jet stream prevail over the North India during the winter month, while the easterly jet stream steers the tropical depression over India. These depressions play a significant role in distribution pattern of the monsoon rainfall in subcontinent. The highest rainfall occur along the track of these depressions. So these jet streams, they also influence the climate of India. Distance from sea. Areas in the interior of India have extreme type of climate. So as you move away from the sea, the climate become extreme. So in interior of the India, we have extreme climate because they are away from the sea, or we can say that they have continental climate, whereas the coastal areas have equable or maritime climate. So the areas which are near to the sea, they have equable or maritime climate, means there is variation in temperature less. The effect of land breeze and sea breeze caused by differential rate of heating and cooling of the land and sea are responsible for moderate climate in the coastal areas. So why there is a moderate climate in coastal area? Because of this heating and cooling of land and sea. In the peninsula, the Western Ghat prevent the wind from carrying such benefits far inward. Therefore, the moderating influence of the sea is limited to the coastal areas. So in peninsula areas like the Western Ghat, it prevents the wind from carrying such benefits for inward. So this sea breeze and wind breeze, okay, they are responsible for equitable moderation of the weather, moderation of the temperature, but this effect is not in the interior, and there we find that there is a good amount of variation in temperature. El Nino effect. El Nino is a warm ocean current which sometimes appear off the coast of Peru. So El Nino, it is a warm ocean current, okay, which originate from the coast of Peru, which is in South America, during the month of December, and it increases the surface temperature of the sea and affect the movement of monsoon wind in Indian Ocean and causes weak drought-like situation in Indian subcontinent. So if we see what we discussed here, we discussed first of all we discussed how there is a variation, or what is the variation in temperature in different part of the India, what is the variation and rainfall in different part of the India, and we have seen the reasons or the factors which cause these differences, right? So let us stop here. In the next class we will see monsoon phenomenon and its mechanism, how this monsoon is happening in India.